I mean, how did you get involved with this project? How did it come to you?
I just got a call, and it just happened. It was pretty fast, and then I had to figure out if it was the right thing, and it was. It was kind of a no-brainer.
How does Sam Rockwell find out if it's the right thing or not? What are your parameters?
I think it's an emotional reaction to the part and the material, but when it's Clint Eastwood, it doesn't take a lot of, it's pretty. You're like, I got to work with Clint Eastwood.
Have you been a fan of Clint Eastwood all your life?
Yeah. I grew up on a lot of his films, and I love The Unforgiven and In the Line of Fire is one of my favorites, but so many, Bridges of Madison County and Perfect World. I mean, you could go on and on,
I mean, you've worked with a whole variety of directors.
Yes.
What was it with Clint Eastwood that was relevant to you? I mean, what was it with him that you loved so much while working as an actor?
In addition to being sort of a kind of machismo icon, Dirty Harry and Outlaw of Josie Wales, I think it's also, he's our John Wayne, my generation's John Wayne. And then I think also there's a sensitivity to him that's really interesting. And you can see that probably in $1 Million Baby or Bridges of Madison County and stuff like that. But I think in order for him to make these movies, Mystic River, I think there has to be a vulnerability and a sensitivity to him, and that's very true. And when you meet him, he's very accessible, and he has all this knowledge because he's been making movies forever, so he has so many shortcuts about filmmaking on a set that just, when we were driving, one time I was driving, and he was basically giving me a lesson on stunt driving. And I said, Clint, I'm not a stunt driver, right? And he says, yeah, you got it. You got this. And he really wanted me to drive faster, and he was giving me sort of tricks on how to do it. Yeah.
And how was the dynamic on set between all the actors and the crew?
Oh, great. Everybody was really lovely. It's a very mellow set, very relaxed set, because we have quick days, sometimes 6-hour days.
And this story, were you familiar with it before?
I wasn't as familiar, I'm ashamed to say, I was not as familiar as I should have been. Yeah.
And what touched you in this story?
I think the injustice of it and the humanity of these characters is what's so compelling, and also the loyalty between them, I think is really something. Yeah.